He had a reputation as an honest businessman who treated people with respect, kindness, and integrity. Although he was a hard worker and was dedicated to the business, he always made time to play with us, no matter how tired he might have been. We remember in the winter when Dad would come home, eat a quick lunch so he could take us for toboggan rides. He drove the tractor while dragging us behind him as we giggled and held on tight. In his rear view mirror, he would have seen the joy and delight on our faces as he gave us his time and his energy. And despite the long work week, he was always up early on Saturday mornings to coach Dale's hockey team, as Mom, Sandy, and I cheered their team on. As a grandfather, he was never afraid to get down on the floor and play with his grandkids and great-grandkids. And sometimes he would, as he would get down on the floor as a 93-year-old, he would pretend to snore. And I remember my son Owen can do a very good grandpa snore as a result. So laughter could be seen on the faces of all his grandchildren. Not only did Dad take time to play with us, he took time to comfort and protect us during life's storms. We all remember being afraid during lightning storms, especially at night when we would shake with fear. Dad would always come to check on us. Mom was known to say to Dad, "Why should I get up if you're going to get up anyway?" One night in particular, I remember waking up and being afraid of alligators that I believe surrounded my bed. Dad came and quieted my fears with his gentle touch. If Dad could see us in his rear view mirror, he'd see faces that trusted him and were filled with peace and comfort. Through Mom's urging, Dad took us on trips to Florida, California, the East Coast, and around the Great Lakes. The trip around the Great Lakes involved a convertible filled with the 5 of us and actually my Uncle Lynn. And of course, Dad drove. He was a good driver and someone that you would trust with your life. He never got any tickets, unlike my brother Dale, but that's another story. And Dad had a keen sense of direction. He always seemed to have maps in his head. Even as adults, Mom and Dad would drive great lengths to see each of their kids, whether it was Kentucky, Ohio, Nebraska, Halifax, Detroit, Buffalo, or Dearborn. They'd be there whenever we needed them. And all of us have had crisis when they've been there. If Dad peeked in his rear view mirror, he would have seen the faces of some privileged, appreciative, and happy people. Our dad was a man of great faith, whose example and teachings have remained with each of us to this day. He was the Sunday school superintendent at the Verona Free Methodist Church, a board member, a delegate to conference. He worked hard to welcome everyone and even had contests with other churches to increase Sunday school attendance. Mom remembers that there were 200 adults and children regularly attending the Sunday school program. I remember walking to Sunday school proud of my handsome daddy. One thing people may not know about Dad was how each day he prayed by name for each and every one of his family members. Even to the end, he prayed for us, his children, his grandchildren, and his great-grandchildren. And in the hospital, he had us write out the names of the 13 great-grandchildren, because he said, sometimes I might forget one. I don't want to forget even one. And he also prayed for other people, his nurses and whatever, when he was there. He left us all with an awesome legacy as a Christian who trusted Christ throughout life's journey, with its twists, turns, and unexpected detours. If Dad were to look into the rear view mirror, he would see a family who follows Christ just as he did. He'd see a family that places its faith and its future on the rock of Christ. He would see a family that loved him and that has been blessed by his love. someone once said, the best gift a father can give his children is to love their mother. And